Good afternoon, good morning, and good day sa lahat po ng nanonood dyan sa kanya-kanyang mga tahanan. This is very interesting because many of our Filipino nurses, especially here in the UK, after 5 years, aims to apply for the indefinite leave to remain. But the thing is, the process of applying the indefinite leave to remain is medyo nakakalito if you don't have the proper step-by-step guide kung paano gagawin. So, medyo mahirap. One of the nurses who already passed the indefinite leave to remain or has already the visa for permanent residency here in the UK will guide us on how to process this kind of visa. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kenneth Joe Uy. Right.
Hi! Hi everyone!
Ayan.
Magandang gabi, magandang umaga sa Pilipinas, madaling araw pa doon, and
Yes.
good
Correct.
afternoon to everyone here in the UK.
It's nice because we've got time to help out these nurses kasi like me, kaka 5 years lang here in the UK. Most of my batchmates are already processing the indefinite leave to remain. And most of us, while we were starting the application, maraming tanong, paano ba to? Ano, saan mag-uumpisa? Saan tayo? Ano ba ang mga dapat gawin? So, Ken, I'll give you the floor. So, can you tell them as well, yung mga hindi pa nakakilala sa'yo,
Sige.
how long are you here in the UK, your job, and yeah, like that, yourself.
So for everyone, to those na hindi pa nakakakilala sa akin, wow, talagang ganun, no? But anyway, just to give you an idea, I'm Kenneth Joe Uy. I'm 32 years old. I'm currently living here in London. I'm working as a private nurse. Not private nurse, but I'm working as a registered nurse in a private hospital here in Greater London. And I've been living here in London for more than 5 years, going 6 years now. Next February 2021. So that will be my 6th year already. So that's just a little bit of a background for myself.
I would like to ask the first question. Who are usually eligible to apply for the ILR or indefinite leave to remain?
So in terms of the permanent residency status, there are a lot of pathways actually na pwede nyong tahakin or pwede nyong gawin as a stepping stone in order for you to be granted an indefinite leave to remain visa. So I'll just actually tell my personal experience, also the pathway that I think nurses will venture in order to get their indefinite leave status, indefinite leave to remain status. So the one of the fulfillment or the requirement that is really needed for you to be granted an indefinite leave to remain is to really stay here in the UK for at least like 5 years. But granting that you have a visa, a valid visa with you.
Okay.
Current valid visa. So it could be either a tier 2 general migrant visa, which is a working visa, the ones that we have had as nurses because we are deployed by an employer coming from the United Kingdom, coming from the Philippines. We are deployed from our home country going here. So we are coming here on a working visa or on a sponsored visa. Others can also go on an indefinite leave to remain pathway if they are married to a British national. So pwede silang mag-fulfill ng mga requirements for them to apply for permanent residency status kung nakapag-asawa sila ng British national as well. That one as well is can be another pathway. But of course, iba din yung kailangan nila i-fulfill na number of years of stay here in the United Kingdom. So for us, it has to be 5 years. So that actually is the main element ng indefinite leave to remain application that you have, and also a current visa, legal visa.
Legal working visa?
Yes, definitely working visa.
And I have heard some stories that yung mga iba nating kababayan, they were able to apply, because you've mentioned about 5 years a while ago. They were able to apply before 5 years. Is that correct? Like 4 years and 11 months?
Yes. Actually, you can actually apply with the ILR. You can actually apply a few weeks before your 5th year.
Okay.
When you turn like 5 years already, so you can actually apply ahead of time.
So not necessarily after 5 years.
Yeah, not necessarily after 5 years. But ako, based on my experience, kung ako lang, ang tatanungin nyo, if ever, you know, you wanted some suggestions coming from me for your application for the ILR, I would rather apply when it's past 5 years. Let's say 10 days after your 5th year.
Okay.
10 days, or let's say 15 days after your 5th
Why
year.
is that
At least,
so?
no, at least sigurado. Kasi I've heard some stories actually, because nung nag-apply din ako na ILR, I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of visitations as well. Marami din akong kaba kasi, you know, this is expensive. You
Yeah.
know, that's the reality. It's very expensive. And one mistake that you will commit, it's really, you know, bagsak agad. So, you know, that, yeah, of course, it's gonna incur money.
Yeah.
So we don't want any mistakes. We want it to be accurate and as sure as possible with the things that we do in applying for ILR. Kasi mahal siya. Kasi it will cost you like 2,389 pounds just for one application. And you wanted to ensure na lahat ng gagawin mo, simula step 1 hanggang sa pinaka-last step, will be correct.
Yes.
So kung ako lang, I'd rather apply past 5 years. Kasi merong iba nag-apply
Base
sila kasi
lang.
they're very may iba kasi nag-apply sila, they're very excited to apply. But then again, it's too early for you to apply.
Okay.
So nade-deny sila.
Okay. All right. So before we go to the details,
Yes.
so we will discuss the step-by-step process if
Alright.
that's the case. Disclaimer lang, this is also a guided step-by-step process according sa napagdaanan din ni Ken. And at the same time, sa mga napagdaanan ko din, so maybe I can contribute, but my status is I'm still applying for the ILR. Right. The next question is, what are the initial steps for you to be able to apply? Say, okay, you're already eligible to apply, right? So say for 4 years and 11 months or 5 days after 5 years. So what are the initial steps that you should take first?
So ang pinakauna talaga is, number 1, make sure that you have already the budget. Very, very important that you've already saved money for your application, because as I said, it's expensive. It's costing 2,389 for a normal processing lang yan. But if you wanted to go for a fast track application, you have to add 500 pounds on top of it. And if you wanted a super priority, you have to add 800 pounds on top of 2,389. So if you will calculate it, kung gusto nyo talagang mabilisan siya, then it will amount to like at around 3,000 plus pounds.
That was previously before, during the restrictions, right? But I think there have been changes. Am I correct?
Yeah, there have been probably some changes in terms of the application. Kasi ngayon, as I've heard, ano na lang siya is normal application. But you can go for a priority, I think. But also, kailangan din you have to prepare for the fee for the appointment. Kasi you have to book for an appointment with the home office in terms of your documents. Kasi from before na nag-pandemic, I applied actually February this year. So that was before when the lockdown happens, when the lockdown begins. So that one, I was able to like go to the home office kasi kailangan mong mag-appearance doon for your BRP, and you also have to verify all of the documents that you need to pass. So ang pinaka-initial talaga, budget. That's the most important thing. Kasi you have already your visa. You have already your sponsored visa, which is you've already fulfilled the 5 years. So kung na-fulfill mo na yung 5 years, you have the budget as well as the tier 2 visa based on our pathway, kasi naka-working visa tayo, then you're up to go.
Okay.
Pwede ka na mag-start apply.
With regards to budget, I think it is best and I think it is ideal na i-educate din yung mga kakarating pa lang na mga nurses here in the UK na if you wanted to stay here in the UK for good, say for permanent visa, I think yun yung mga nakaligtaan natin before na meron palang mga ganitong expenses after 5 years, di ba? So I think that would also be a consideration for you to allot a percentage of your salary for this one. But for those like us, say mga nakaligtaan or yung mga hindi naka-prepare ng ganung kalaking budget, sabihin na natin merong changes because right now guys, there are you have to check from time to time the costs at the at the
Home office
home office
na
because of the restrictions, paiba-iba, maraming mga changes. So, so yung minsan yung mga dinidiscuss namin dito, tomorrow or the next day pwedeng mag-iba. So do not solely base your step-by-step processing on our discussion, but also check it if there are changes, lalong-lalo na ngayon. So sabi ko nga, back to the budget, yung mga hindi nakapag-prepare, can you use, say, credit card on that?
Yes, actually, pwede kayong gumamit ng credit card.
Okay.
So make sure na mataas din yung credit limit niyo, of course. I mean, kung 500 lang yung 500 pounds yung credit limit niyo, of course you can use that one. Yeah, so you have to build your credit score as well with good credit score standing. And also the best one is to really prepare it ahead of time.
Yes.
Tama yung sabi ni Von na when you come here in the UK, make it a point na kailangan kasama yun sa budget natin. Kasi, don't follow our pathway. Don't follow us na nung pumunta dito, oh my God, this is UK, ang ganda dito. And, nakaligtaan pala namin na, oh my God, this is very important, very essential that kailangan siya pag-ipunan.
Okay. And saludo ako sa mga kaibigan din natin na nakapag-prepare actually. Alright,
Exactly.
so let's go to the next essential question. These are one of the trickiest step actually. Like, what are the documents needed to be provided?
Okay, so very tedious to na part ng ating podcast. So, siguro natin siya,
Categorize?
Yeah, i-categorize siguro natin siya. So, we have what we call the mandatory documents and we have also the supporting documents. So, for the mandatory documents, ang pinaka-importante na meron ka is your passport. So, for us, Philippine passport, you have to have your Philippine passport, including as well the old passport that you have. It should be included in that, as well as your BRP, your biometrics residence permit card na when you're still on the working visa. Kasi lahat naman tayo pumapasok sa UK, we have a BRP. Dati, it's a visa sticker that we have. Itong BRP kasi parang later on na lang to siya parang na-implement eh. Ngayon, wala na yung visa stickers. Kasi before, it's a visa sticker that is stamped on your passport. So this time, mandatory documents, passport, at the same time, your BRP. So the other documents that you actually need are the following. So you need a letter from the employers detailing the reasons for work-related absences. So ito yung maraming questions yung mga kasamahan siguro natin na they're still applying na, paano ba yan? Yung mga leave ko, marami akong na-travel na countries, paano ba yan? Isahin ko ba yung mga stamps ko? Or where should I begin? Kailan ba ako mag-uumpisa nito and all? But anyway, we can discuss that one later. But this is just one of the documents that you really need to do. One is to detail your absences. Lahat yung mga leave mo, kung lumabas ka ba outside of the UK for a trip or anywhere else, kailangan naka-document yun. And then you have to request a letter signed by your employer. Kung lumipat ka na employer, kung nagkaroon ka ng dalawang employer since you came here in the UK, of course, you have annual leaves in every institution that you are connected with. So, lahat na nag-i-employer mo, you have to request for a letter of absences for the absences that you have in that institution since if you are connected on those institutions still, yung mga naging hospital mo from before. And also, you also have to provide a payslip. So, ang payslip naman is ang importante lang is like 1 month's payslip mo, yung isang buwang payslip mo, na pinaka-recent. Like, take for example, mag-apply ka ngayong February. So, yung payslip mo ng last week ng January, kailangan yun yung i-attach mo, showing that your current salary, yung salary mo for that month, pumasok siya.
Okay.
So, this is just to prove na you are earning something. Na binabayaran ka na employer mo. So, kailangan 1 month's payslip next. And also, bank statement is very important as well. Bank statement detailing also 1 month, detailing na nakalagay dun din yung current mo na salary. Na pumasok din siya. So, just 1 month. Baka kasi, when I also started applying for my ILR, ganun din yung iniisip ko, baka 6 months or 3 months ba or 1 year ba na payslip ang kailangan. But, when I knew about all the documents, hindi naman pala siya ganun kahirap i-comply. So it's just that the idea na, oh my God, ILR to, parang overwhelming siya. But anyway, so meron tayong letter detailing your absences, number 1. And then number 2, your payslip. Number 3, your bank statement. Number 4, IELTS exam.
Okay.
So kung nakapag-IELTS exam ka, sabihin, may nagsabi, if someone is gonna be asking me this time, do I need to take IELTS again? No.
Mhm.
So yung IELTS mo before, na expired when you came here, of course 2 years lang validity noon, of course we're here for 5 years already, pwede mong gamitin yon as a proof of your English proficiency. So no
Okay.
need for you to retake an exam for you to prove that you're really good in English or you can communicate in English. So pwede na yung IELTS mo na expired as an attachment. So that's another document. And then another one na document na kailangan mo is a letter detailing coming from your employer that you are needed by the company. So
Okay.
itong letter na to is very special because this will prove the home office that you are still needed by the company. Nakalagay sa information ng letter mo what sort of category is your profession, because
Okay.
we've got what we call a SOC, like standard occupation, SOC, standard occupation code. So
Okay.
nakalagay doon yung standard occupation code mo, your profession, how much are you earning annually, yung annual salary mo nakalagay din doon, and how many hours are you working every week, kung 37.5 hours ba siya every week. And also the need, and also yung COS number is very important as well, kasi kailangan mo yun sa online application mo. So ano pa ba? And also your biometrics residence permit, as I said, as mandatory.
Okay.
And I think yun lang naman talaga actually. And also, ito pa, pwede mo siyang i-add as document, as supporting document, yung trips mo. Pwede mo siyang ilagay into tables kung sobrang dami. There will be other applicants for ILR, yung nurses na grabe mag-travel. Like, take for example with me na sa isang taon ko makapag-travel siguro mga 10 or let's say 15, you have to put it para detailed siya. At least, it's easy for the home office to see in detail, naka-table siya per year. So, yung year na magsa-start siya, na ilalagay mo doon sa letter mo or sa table mo, should be the day that you entered UK. Let's say February 6, like take for example for me, February 6. So, that indicates my first year. Every February 6 is my first rolling year.
Okay.
Rolling year 2 is February 6 of the next year. Rolling year 3 will be so on and so forth.
So it's a rolling year, hindi siya yung over 5 years.
No.
Okay.
No. And then you also have to note that yung mga absences nyo, you have to count them. Kasi meron din silang patakaran dito in terms of the number of absences that you have to incur while you're still working on a Tier 2 visa. Kasi hindi siya dapat magsobra ng 90 days. 90 or 180 days. So, I doubt na meron dito mag-a-apply na more than 180 days na nawala sa UK. I doubt that because we came here for a full-time work. So, most of the time we are working.
Okay. So I think if you have really questions or you've been in a situation na ganon, maybe it's better for you to consult a professional solicitor ba or immigration officer for you to have a definite answer if you are encountering such problem. Now, Ken, ang next question is you've discussed about the passports. Can you discuss briefly, you have the old passport and the new passport. So, merong mga nagsasabi na you have to scan all the pages. Merong nagsasabi na you just scan the photograph, front page. Or meron ding nagsasabi na yung may mga stamps lang. What did you do?
Based on my experience, kasi ako, I don't want to leave any stone untarnished. So, gusto ko lahat kailangan nanigurado talaga ako. So, what I did is I actually put it into one PDF file. So, one passport, one PDF file. So, including na doon yung front page mo, at the same time, lahat ng pages mo from page 1 to the last page. So, that's just one PDF file. Then, new passport is another PDF file. So, wag mong gawin siyang 40 PDF file siya, kasi 40 pages siya. So, just put it into one file, old passport, then one file for new passport, which includes your front page and all the pages and all up until the end. Because why? Very, very important kasi we're applying for an indefinite leave. So they wanted to know your activities for the last 5 years. Ano ba yung mga activities mo in and out mo from the UK? They need to know about that. So that's very important. Yung iba nagsasabi sila na ay nakapasa naman ako, I was granted an ILR status tapos hindi ko naman ini-scan yung mga stamp pages o yung front pages lang. But to be sure, scan mo lahat.
Okay.
That will be my suggestion kasi the home office will actually scrutinize everything and you wanted everything to be complete. Ayaw mo yung may kulang. Kasi mahirap pag may mga kulang kang documents, they have to contact you and it will prolong your waiting process.
Okay. All right. So I think it's very tedious and kailangang mitikuloso ka rin sa pag-apply ng indefinite leave to remain requirements. Yun nga sabi nga ng iba, nag-apply sila at ganito lang ginawa nila. Meron ding mga nagsabi na nag-apply at ganito rin yung ginawa nila. So it's up to you guys. Pero ito yung mga basic yung sinasabi namin, minimal requirements.
But may sagot din ako for that. Kasi baka magtatanong sila, bakit yung iba nakapasa na ganito lang yung pinasa ko, ganito lang yung in-scan ko, nakapasa ako. Bakit yung sa akin different pero nakapasa pa rin ako? The thing is, the answer to that question is because your application is handled by different case managers. So this is the secret. Okay, I reveal to you. It's not actually a secret. It's a secret because the thing is different case managers have different standards. So you have to like really pray na yung mga documents mo mapupunta siya sa isang mabait na case manager.
Okay.
Kasi kung napunta siya sa isang case manager na very meticulous at very tedious siya kung mag-check ng documents, then it will be a hell of an application for you. So that really depends on the case manager then. Kasi there are a lot of case managers that is connected with the home office who will evaluate your papers.
True. And if you can do the minimum requirement and then add on, mas maganda. Speaking of add-ons, if they wanted to like say para lang yung mga sigurista, they wanted to provide the tenancy agreements, yung iba pang mga papers, can they upload that as well or would it matter?
Para sa akin, it doesn't really matter the tenancy agreements and all because what the home office will only ask, nakalagay naman sa declaration mo yun, once you apply for the online application, you will have a checklist of the necessary documents that will only be included in your application. All those unnecessary documents, don't include them. Why? Because you're just gonna complicate things. You're just gonna complicate your application. So just give what is being asked.
Okay.
Diba? Give what the monkey wants. Diba?
Okay.
Exactly.
Another quick question. Say if you have transferred what do you call that? Yung employment. Do you need 2 certificate of employments or just the current one?
With a certificate of employment, hindi actually siya certificate of employment that you're gonna ask from your previous hospital. The one that you're gonna ask is a certificate of absences. Yun yung annual leaves mo from your previous hospital. Sa new employer nyo, certificate of absences plus certificate of confirmation.
Okay.
All right.
And that would detail all yung sabi mo kanina, the annual salary and stuff.
Yes.
Parang COE na rin siya matatawag.
Parang COE siya matawag.
Na they need you for the meantime.
Kasi ako, nagdadalawang isip din ako if I will go for an immigration lawyer or not, or if I'll do the process on my own. So what I did actually is to tap people who applied it first. Before sa akin na una. May mga kabatch din kasi ako na nauna na sila nag-apply. And shout out lang ako kay Jaisal Odango if she's listening. Thank you so much for your help. You know, you've been very, very helpful to me for my application. Isa siya sa mga na tumulong talaga in terms of how I will do the application. And in turn, I wanted also to help others of how she has helped me a lot in my application. So now it's my time as well to help others as well to do this. Kasi sobrang mahal ng immigration lawyer. To tell you honestly, ang cost ng isang immigration lawyer, if you really wanted to do it, at least 1,000 pounds.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, imagine that. Yeah. 500 to 1,000 pounds. Buti na lang. Pwede siguro pwede mo silang matawad, mga 500 or 600 pounds, but still, it's big money.
Okay.
Kung kaya mo lang namang mag-apply on your own and you can comply with the requirements, why not? This is also to make things clear out for the applicants. So, hindi nyo kailangang ipadala lahat ipadala lahat yung documents nyo, lahat na yung papel. I mean, like, really, yung
Physical
mga documents, physical papers, hindi nyo yung passport nyo, hindi nyo iiwan yan sa home office. You won't even leave all of those. The thing is, that's why there's what we call scanning of documents. So yung mga scanned documents, yun yung kailangan nila na makita, na kailangan yung ipasa sa home office. So not all the documents will be sent to the home office and then you're gonna wait for them to come back to you. No, it's just the scanned copies of all the documents needed for you and also the checklist. Yun lang yun lahat ang kailangan.
And I think you have to be very careful kasi I think mayroong limit ang pag-upload ng scanned documents. If you want the specifics of it, it's written on the
home office.
The home office instructions para mas malinaw at mas specific ang instruction with regards to scanning.
Yeah, exactly. And kayo na din yung mag-scan ng documents nyo. Kasi naman dito, it's still a money-making business.
Yeah.
Of course, yung documents nyo, kung pwede lang naman kayong freely makapag-scan ng documents nyo, kayo na lang din. Kasi you know how much it's gonna cost you to scan one document? 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Imagine. So, tips
kasi
lang.
Kenneth was saying, meron din kasing services when you apply for the appointment, merong mga additional services na if you wanted to apply additional services na silang magsascan, interpretation of documents, or checking of documents, of course, it's still gonna add on to your what they call expenses. Pero balikan natin yung tanong ko, gaano katagal kang nag-antay ng result?
So with the result, kasi ako nag-apply ako, I pananigurado nga ako as I said, so I applied for a priority visa, so priority application. So I did add 500 pounds on top of my application. Kasi nga naman, I've waited for 5 years. Why would I wait for, in agony to wait for like 3 to 9 months for my application to be approved? So I topped up 500 pounds for my application to be fast track. So ako naghintay ako, sabi nila after 5 days or after 3 days lalabas yung result, but yung sa akin more than 1 week siya. So okay. I was very kinabahan ako doon. Yeah, exactly.
So parang hindi ka rin naging priority.
But all is well. So nakapasa naman siya sa awa ng Diyos. So I'm happy with
That's
the
the
result.
important result na kailangan mong tanggapin. And the benefit of having the ILR status already, like you can, so kasi hindi ka natali as sponsored ng yung yeah, is that correct?
Yes, correct. So pag once you get the ILR status, there are a lot of benefits for you, to be honest. Kasi the main difference is when you are still on a sponsored visa, wala ka kasing security of tenure when you are on an tier 2 visa or a sponsored visa. Because if the company will decide that you are not needed, you have to go back home to the Philippines. Okay. Pwede ka nilang, kung basta-basta agad-agad ka na nilang pwedeng mapaalis if ever you're on a sponsored visa. Kasi nga you still need them for you to stay here in the UK. Although you are part of the workforce in the UK, but nakatali ka kasi sa company. So that's the main thing in there. And then once ILR ka na, you're free to do whatever you want. Yeah. So pwede ka nang mag-double job. Kahit pa kaya mo mag-triple job, you can do that as well. For as long as kaya ng katawan mo and kaya ng capabilities mo, why not?
Or mag-shift ng ibang profession.
Or mag-shift ka ng ibang profession. Kung ayaw mo nang mag-nurse, kung gusto mo maging barista ng Costa or ng Starbucks, you can. Yeah? Okay. Or gusto mo magtrabaho ng Tesco, you can as well. Depende sa'yo.
I think this is the last question na itatanong ko sa'yo, Ken. It's been a productive half an hour already. Restrictions while processing. Ano yung mga restrictions while processing? Are there any restrictions?
I would say siguro ang restrictions lang actually is to, while you're still on process, kung we're still on process with your ILR visa, just remain in the UK, within the vicinity of United Kingdom. Huwag kang lalabas, because matitrace din yan ng immigration border if you will go out, and then because you still have a possession of your BRP, yung tier 2 visa mo na BRP, you still got that. So when you wanted to go out of the UK, okay lang naman kasi on application ako, kailangan ko lumabas. Just to ensure na hindi ka ma-hold sa immigration border, wag ka na munang lumabas until your ILR status has been granted and you've got your new BRP card. Ito pa pala, just to add on, yung BRP card nyo, hindi siya darating on the day na i-declare nila na you've already passed or you've been granted an ILR status. Yung BRP card nyo is to follow siya. So it will follow after like let's say 7 days.
Okay.
After the declaration of your after they grant you the ILR status. So follow siya through post. And through post and at the same time hindi siya pwedeng iiwan or hindi mo siya pwedeng i-collect sa office or postal office. No. Kailangan mo siyang abangan kasi kailangan nila ng signature mo. Specimen signature is very important when you get the BRP. That's it.
Okay. So, it has been a very productive discussion. Sa lahat ng mga nanood dyan at sa mga to all those who left their comments and their shout-outs, maraming salamat. You know, guys, Kenneth has his own YouTube channel. There are a lot of information as well that you can get in terms of living in the UK, nursing in the UK, and traveling. You wanna plug your YouTube channel?
Thank you so much for that opportunity. I'm inviting everyone, to those who has not yet subscribed to my channel. It Can Be Your Adventures, just one word. It Can Be Your Adventures. So there's also vlogs there about the topic that we discussed today about indefinite leave to remain, which is my most viewed vlog. So it has reached already almost 13,000 views. And I'll be happy to answer all your questions about your application for indefinite leave to remain. And also, I've got vlogs there about your benefits of being a permanent resident here in the UK. So for more of me, for more of my stories and vlogs, please do visit my channel and keep supporting small YouTubers like us.
And abangan nyo yung kanyang incoming vlogs about application for British
citizenship. Yes, of course. I will do
yan.
Yes.
All right, it can be your adventures. And for all those new subscribers and viewers out there who haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do visit my channel, Erick von Fredeluces. I'm discussing nursing in the UK, here in London, life in the UK, and all the matters na nare-relate sa practice natin here as OFW, especially here in London and in the UK. Guys, maraming salamat. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for watching and spending your time with us. Ken, once again, thank you very much. I hope I can
welcome
for another time and more productive discussion like this. So
anyway, thank you.
Yes, maraming salamat to the Philippines, to our viewers here back in the Philippines. Thank you as well, and to all those watching all over the world. So once again, thank you for watching. See you in the next videos and adventure. Maraming salamat. Thank you, guys. Bye.